Dark Pit's late, he complained. He's never late. We have to go see if he's alright, he cried. Pitu, Pitu, please be safe. Big Bro's on the way. Why does Pit have to be so overprotective of his twin? Yeah, sure, Dark Pit was the older of the two, but only by 4 minutes. It's usually Dark Pit saving Pit's behind. The younger watching over the older like the older one's too incompetent to take care of himself, which Palutena will grant. He kind of is. But no, Dark Pit's late for 5 freaking minutes, and Pit has a dang near heart attack. And now here they are, outside of the safety and comfort of Pit's air-conditioned home, watching people getting eaten, blood being shed, and the agonizing screams filling the air. Well, there goes Palutena's day of eating tangerines and insulting Dark Pit. Two stood and watched in horror as people lost their lives right in front of their eyes. Guts and flesh everywhere. Yelling pleas for help. Yup, this was indeed the apocalypse. Yup, they were indeed living in it. And yup, they were probably, most likely, indeed, screwed. Palutena grabbed Pit, who was frozen in shock, by the shoulders and started shaking him. She could tell that the angel was completely dumbfounded by the situation that they were thrown into, and this was not the time to be completely zoned out. Pit? She cried. Stop standing around. People are getting eaten by other people who have suddenly acquired the taste for flesh. As much as you don't want to believe it, it is happening. This is reality, okay? If we don't leave the neighborhood now, we're probably gonna die, understand? Die? The angel stammered. Palutena nodded slowly. At least he understood the gravity of the situation. Yes, Pit, die. Now I'm gonna go in the house and grab my staff. You stay here, and for the sake of Arete, scream if something happens. I'll be back. The divine goddess ran back into the house to grab some weapons and food. Pit continued to stand there, looking around, the pleas for help sounding so unreal to him. People were actually dying. No. Something like this doesn't happen out of the blue. Something like this doesn't pop out of the darkest depths of hell. This only happens in video games and shows that Dark Pit likes. This is reality, though. This is truly the real world. It couldn't be happening. It's all freaking fantasy. But the proof was right in front of Pit's eyes. A human eating another human. The blood pooling and yells fading. Holy Hades. The whole world just came crashing down upon them, and Pit wasn't sure if he could handle it. Pit, watch out! The angel did hear Palutena screaming, but he didn't move. Shock will do that to you. After all, you don't expect to see old man Dintos running towards Pit, blood caked all in his beard. He's a grouchy old man, that Dintos, but he made the greatest weapons the couple had ever seen, some of which he even gave to Pit and Palutena. It was his hobby, his prime passion, and now his hobby was eating the flesh of the living. But that's still a hobby, you know. Pit! The brunette winced as Palutena swung her staff into Dintos' leg, causing him to trip. A crack was heard, and his leg immediately split open in two, the very muscles severing from the bone before Pit's eyes. He gasped as Palutena began to bash the infected skull in. Brains went spewing. The moans and grunts of the old man were dying out. And by the time she was done, the Palutena was crying hysterically and that was quite understandable. Pit, are you alright? No response. Pit, answer me! Dark Pit, he sputtered out. The thoughts of someone doing that to his brother frightened him. Please, we have to save him. We have to make sure that he's alright. Please! The brunette's tears reduced to nothing more than this stuttering mess. Palutena sighed. She knew that without Dark Pit, Pit considered himself to be basically nothing. He was the only family that he had left, the only person who could truly console him. Not even Palutena herself could provide that comfort. Knowing that Dark Pit, the fallen angel, was currently on his way to save them in the blazing saddles of hell, mowing down zombies in the process, might as well as meet the boy halfway. Palutena picked up her bow and she grabbed Pit off the dirty ground and handed it to him. He shakily accepted it and held it close to him. Together, the goddess and the angel ran off, hoping to meet Dark Pit along the way, and survive while doing it.